what's in there. Then you got a problem, because if you open up your hand and you show them that yellow handkerchief, then you can't do this magic trick, because that's supposed to be a secret. So you take your red one, you wave it up and down a couple times and explain that you're doing magic with it. You tuck it in the top of your fist, you wave over it mysteriously, then you reach in the bottom of your fist and start pulling out the yellow one that was hidden in there before. This next bit of magic is what was known as a classic. That means it's been around a long time and people love it. It uses a piece of rope, just like this. And all I have to do is take this piece of rope and find the center. And we're going to do the classic. Cut the rope in two. That's right. I'm going to take this piece of rope right here and give it a cut. Like that. Now that's the way it's traditionally done. But after you do that, you've got to take these two pieces of rope and make them become one quickly and easily. Would you like to see that? Good. And it says I'm doing my magic. If I stopped right there, though, that wouldn't be much of a trick. So you see, what I'm going to do is take this a step further. I'm going to take this piece of rope, and I'm going to cut it right here. That gives us 3 pieces of rope. If we cut it one more time, go for broke tonight. Give this rope a cut right there. Now we have 4 pieces of rope. And the butt plug. A little bit of magic. See, all I have to do is take this knot right here and blow on it. You know what happens when I blow on it? Watch the knot. All I have to do is tug. Pops right on. Blow on this one right here. Watch the knot. Pops right on. Leaving me with one right here in the very center. Give it a tug. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I forgot. Getting late. It's a different kind of knot. This is what's known as a magic slip knot. That's a knot that if you don't like it right here, that's the Would you like to see go the other end? The easy way. The hard way is to take this knot, slip it right off this piece of rope, get rid of it, and go back to having it walk. Hi, Carol, I have a question for you. You know, I found that the longer that 2 people know each other, the more that they start to think alike. Now, have you known Jim a long time? How long have you been married? A little over 2 years. In the 2 years that you and Jim have been married, have you ever gotten to the point where you knew exactly what was on his mind? Jim!
I'll leave that one alone.
Jim, in the 2 years that you've been married to Carol, have you ever gotten to the point where you knew exactly what was on her mind? Never. The guys never do. Well, tonight we're going to try and see if we can get the 2 of you to think exactly alike, using a deck of cards. Now, Stephanie brought out for me a rather large deck of cards. There's a reason for that. You see, Carol, some people think that I cheat. And so you have to admit, it'd be pretty hard for me to get away with anything, because this deck of cards is actually larger than my hand, right? On top of that, we have a pretty large group of people here. It'd be pretty hard to see a small deck of cards, right? So, I brought a large deck. Now, there's only one problem with my deck. You see, the last time I asked somebody to cut the deck, they took me too seriously. See, actually, I have a half a deck for Carol and a half a deck for Jim. I'm going to let Stephanie hold on to one half right now. Carol, I'm going to show you your cards. Okay? No, you're just supposed to see that they are all different. Alright, let Jim take a look at it. Now what I'd like you to do is just tap on the back of any card that you would like. This one right here, wait a minute, before you take it, I want to give you a few instructions. First of all, don't look at it. Second of all, don't let them look at it. And most important, don't let Jim look at it, okay? Just hold it tightly against you. Ah, perfect. Now, I'm going to let you take a card from the opposite half of the deck, Jim. In exactly the same fashion, you get to just tap on any card you would like. This one right here, same thing, don't look at it, don't show it to anyone else. This is my favorite part. See, we have 2 cards selected from opposite halves of a deck. Nobody knows what the cards are. Now, there was a reason why I didn't want you to look at it. See, if you thought about it hard enough, there is a slight possibility that Jim might pick up on your thoughts. He might know what card you picked. And I have a sneaking suspicion that he might try to make this difficult on me. Would he do that? Perhaps. So this way, nobody knows what they are. They can't try to mess around with me. Can I have your half of the card for a second? And your half of the card for a second. Now, nobody knows what these cards are except for Jim, who just peeked at his. But these two cards were selected as an opposite halves of a deck. Now, some people think it's a coincidence. Me, I like to call it a miracle. When two cards selected from opposite halves of a deck, even though no one knows what they are, match perfectly. You want to see? Check it out. There it is. They're a perfect match. You're not impressed. Now, you want to know if they match on the other side. Now, that would be a little more difficult, but not impossible. Let's give Jim a big round of applause. He did a great job. Thank you, Jim. I don't know if you've ever heard somebody referring to what a magician does as an illusion. Well, sometimes we do illusions. Illusions are things that are a little different from what they really appear to be. I'm going to show you an illusion today with this newspaper. This happens to be the USA Today. Now, as I go through the pages of this newspaper, I'd like you to memorize something. An advertisement, a headline, a photograph, anything you can use to identify this newspaper when we come to the conclusion of this bit of magic. I think you'll find it very important. Now, we begin the illusion right here. It appears, note I say appears, that I'm tearing the newspaper. In reality, I'm not. You see, this is only an illusion I'm creating in your mind. It's an illusion so strong that I've had people come up to me after a show and say, you know, I could have sworn I saw you tearing the newspaper. In fact, some people even think that they hear the newspaper tearing. And I have to admit it's the most realistic illusion because even I see a bunch of torn and separate pieces. But the reason that it looks and it sounds just like the newspaper's tearing is because you've grown accustomed to trusting your senses, your sight, your hearing. Rarely do you ever come across an illusion that'll fool both, as it is. I can tell by the looks on your faces you don't believe me when I say that this was all an illusion. So why don't I end it right here and prove it? Remember when I began this bit of magic? I asked you to memorize something, an advertisement, headline, or photograph. That was so that you could identify this newspaper that I'm now holding as the exact same one I've used throughout this entire illusion. That's my all-time favorite.